Hi everyone, my name is Amanda and welcome back to my channel. I know this video is out really late, but now it's here and I hope you enjoyed anyway. I finally managed to set up my new bullet journal for 2019 and I'm so excited about this one. First, I want to talk about the notebook quickly because I'd actually had my eye on this for so long. This is the Archer and Olive dotted notebook with 160 GSM paper. The paper in this book is what I'm most excited about because it can supposedly handle everything from ink to gouache without ghosting. So Bonnie, the woman who owns this company, was kind enough to send me this journal to try, and it feels really amazing. The paper is super smooth and white instead of cream colored like my previous journals, and the journal features a pen loop, an elastic to close it, as well as 2 bookmark ribbons. The reason why I put bullet journal in quotation marks is that I won't be using this as a regular bullet journal. After using one for more than a year and a half, I guess I've just grown tired of it, the main motivating factor being these YouTube videos. And sure, I guess I could continue making fancy monthly spreads for a video and then not use it for the rest of the month, but it doesn't feel completely honest. So at least for the time being, I will try a different approach. The way in which this journal is different from a traditional bullet journal is that it will revolve around one thing in my life. From March 3rd, I'll be leaving home for 4 months to explore Southeast Asia with a friend. So this journal is dedicated to planning for and documenting this. I don't know how I'll do it yet, but I want to be able to draw and paint and write all over, which is why I went for this book. I'm thinking it will be a good place for me to escape to, since I'll be living in hostels with lots of strangers and normally rely a lot on having time to myself as a way to unwind and think. Anyways, I'm setting up my collections as usual with a yearly overview here on the first page. This journal will probably only last me 6 months, but still it's nice to have. So I'm making a small calendar for each month, and honestly, writing all these numbers by hand was really painful. And on the other side of the spread, I made another space for each month where I can write down the most important dates. I really like this spread and it's inspired by someone else, but I don't know who, as I could only find it on Pinterest. As you can see, I'm going for a much more minimalist theme this year. It's a lot of fun to do all the artsy stuff, but it can get to be too much as well. This way, I probably won't get tired of them and I have space to add more throughout the year. I'm adding a few accents with the thin side of my Tombow dual tip pen in a very light blue color, and on the yearly overview I'm coloring over each month with the brush tip. On to the next spread. This is my social media page, and here I started by making a milestone tracker. And as an homage to my destinations this year, I went with an Asian theme. So I drew a bunch of lanterns hanging, and each time I reach a milestone with either YouTube or Instagram, I can write the milestone and date and then color in the lantern. I don't know, I just wanted something different than the typical drawing of Polaroids hanging from a string, and below the lanterns I wanted to try something new as well. This is an Instagram tracker, but by month. I know myself and how bad I am at keeping up with Instagram, so I made a monthly tracker with 10 circles to fill in per month. Basically, the goal is to post about 10 times during 1 month. Basically, the goal is about 10 posts per month, and for each one I get to fill in a circle. I don't know if I'll like this or if it will fit with my content, but I guess we'll see. I added some washi tape with what I think are Japanese symbols on it, as well as a bit more of the light blue. I have no idea what any of these symbols mean, but if you do, please let me know. The next page in this spread is very simple. It is a place for me to put down my video ideas or collaboration plans, and again I made the header really simple. The next page in my journal is a repeat from last year's. I made a books to read spread with space enough for about 30 books, I think. This was way too ambitious, and I think I managed to read like 8 this year. I know, it's not that impressive, but I'm gonna try again with the same amount of empty spaces and see if I can't top the numbers from last year. I made this spread very minimal with 3 black lines for shelves and then simple book spines lining each shelf. So when I find a book I plan to read, I write the title on one of the spines, and when I've read it, I get to color in the book. Lastly, I added some random Japanese symbols to each side of the shelves. I don't know if it makes any sense, but I thought it looked cool. The opposite page is very specific to me, but if you have a trip coming up, you can definitely do this one on a smaller scale. This is a map that covers all the countries I'm visiting from March to June this year. And I don't know the exact order or timing of everything yet. This is just to keep a simple overview of when I've been where and the general route. We're starting in Vietnam, and after about 2.5 months, we should have made our way over to South Korea, then Japan, and finally San Francisco. I know that San Francisco is not in Southeast Asia, but to book a round-the-world ticket, we needed to actually make it all the way around the world before heading back home. Anyways, this was my setup for 2019, and it already seems like it will be a very promising year. I'll continue making videos about my planning in this journal, if that's something that would be of interest. But if you have any questions or ideas, feel free to leave a comment down below, and otherwise I'll see you in the new year. Bye!